Hey everybody, I'm Lauren Kalil with Morning Chalk Up, and today we're catching up with a three-time CrossFit Game athlete from Ireland, and now she is the first place overall winner from Wodapalooza, Emma McQuaid. Emma, how's it going?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
And you're actually not in sunny Florida anymore. You're back in the homeland of Ireland.
Yeah, back home. It's actually not as cool as I thought it was going to be, so we're not too bad.
Not too much of a shock to your system from like the sunny, beautiful Florida weather to like cold rain, snow.
Yeah, it's kind of just like the Sunday in Florida is just like a wee bit dull and a wee bit of rain, so it's not too bad.
How long were you actually in Florida, like before Wodapalooza and then after, just making sure that you got there on time because of travel and everything?
I just flew in on the Sunday, so I arrived around like 5 p.m. the Sunday before the competition, and then we literally flew back out on the Monday straight after. So it was a really short visit. Usually I'm there for a couple of weeks prior to comps, but this one was just in and out.
So no beach time, no tourist time,
Mm,
nothing like that.
didn't get to see anything, unfortunately.
Well, you did incredible. So incredible that you stood at the top of the leaderboard. I think the most impressive part of that all was how silently sneaky you were, just like creeping up the leaderboard. Like everybody always kind of had their eye on you. You know, you stayed in the top 10, top 5 in a lot of events, but then at the end, you stood tall on that leaderboard. Is that like sure the goal is always to win, but what was your strategy? Was it to play it safe at the beginning and just be consistent, or what was the mindset going into Wodapalooza?
Like going into Wodapalooza, like obviously, like I had a really good training block and stuff. We changed a few things after Rogue and just tried something new, and it's really worked. So yeah, I was feeling really good coming into the weekend. So um, after the first event, no one really knew, but I rolled my ankle, so I was
Oh
actually,
my gosh.
yeah. So that's why I had a pretty bad second event. I rolled my ankle and I wasn't actually able to like squat very well on my left ankle, so I really struggled to squat the whole weekend. So my two worst finishes was the thruster and the overhead squat workout. But again, no one really knew that. But I knew on the Sunday I didn't need my legs again, so I knew I was going to climb.
And
So
that's
I did.
exactly what you did. Once you got to Sunday, I mean, there was no holding back. You went from, 6th to 2nd, kind of stayed in 2nd, and then it was a little bit of a tight race between you and Bethany Shadburn. But knowing like how close that point spread was between the two of you, do you adjust how you're going into a workout to strategize it or game plan it differently?
Going into the final, I knew all I had to do was stay behind Bethany. I didn't take a risk to try and pass her. I didn't take a risk to try and win the event. I just was like, I looked the commentator. I watched the video back. The commentators were like, "And Emma McQuaid is looking to her left," and I was just looking. I just seen where she was the whole time, and I just played it safe in the final. I didn't need to win it. I didn't need to. I just needed to finish behind her, and that's exactly what I did.
So how does your ankle feel now? Are you gonna be working on any rehab or is it like good to go?
Yeah, so I see my physio last night, so I've done ligaments in my ankle, so we'll be rehabbing that for sure.
Okay, but nothing that anybody should be like worried about. You're still gonna be in the season and it's not
Oh,
gonna
I'm
put you out.
100%. Nothing stopping me this year for sure.
No, and that's something that we definitely saw during your best finish event for the Bayside Chipper where you took first place. Kind of like your entire weekend, you were just very consistent throughout the whole workout. You stayed with the head of the pack, like far enough ahead where then once you got to those kettlebell deadlifts, it was just like game on, baby, let's go. I think even during the broadcast, you mentioned that you were only thinking about like slamming your head to the ground to get those reps faster. What was going through your mind and how did that workout play out in your favor? Like, what was the strategy?
Yeah, like it basically was like as you just said, it's like just being nice, smooth, and consistent the whole time. And then when the time was to sprint, I sprinted. And the workouts, I think it really came down to who could really, really suffer on those deadlifts. And
Mm.
as Briggsy always says, like she has never met anyone that can hurt so bad. So on like simple movements where it's just like, right, let's go. So yeah, I just knew no one was sitting with me on that deadlift tempo.
Is there anything specific that you've been working on in training that prepared you to win an event like that?
No, not particularly. We do like we've been doing like crazy like Fridays leg sessions, so just like loads of jump lunges, jump squats, like running intervals, and just like lower body endurance. So obviously, like I'm sure that definitely played its part in just like that workout was just like, can you keep going? So I think those Friday sessions definitely paid off.
How did it feel when you crossed the finish line after that event?
I was like so pumped up. Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. Like that's my first ever like elite first place in a live competition. So it was awesome.
Yeah, and just, like, in that atmosphere, I'm sure that that adds it too. It was, like, the 10th year anniversary, you had the crowd there, luckily, it was before any of the storms, so the weather was still nice. It was just
Yeah.
like all of the stars aligned for you in that workout.
Yeah. Oh, the crowd, and like I think as well because it was in the smaller like arena, like the
Mm.
crowd was right in on you as well. So it was really
With the weather delays that happened on the last day, um, even like a little bit of, I wouldn't say miscommunication, but maybe lack thereof communication, as an athlete, knowing like how close you were to winning Wodapalooza, how did all of those factors that were still uncertain with, whether things would be canceled completely, whether, you'd be working out ultimately at 10 o'clock at night. Like, how did all of those factors play into that downtime you had before finishing the weekend?
Like I literally just like messaged my coach straight away, James Joycey, and I was like, "Well, it's cancelled. Well, like it's postponed for now.
Mhm.
What'll I do?" And I was like, "Will I go to the gym now and train to stay switched on? Will I stay in bed?" Like I was just lying in bed at this point, and I think I already had breakfast, so I was like, "What'll I do?" And he was like, "Go to the gym, go do as if you're competing at normal time." And so we just sort of like I just went to the downtown strength and conditioning, which is just next door to our hotel. I just did all my like movement work, my stretches, my physio rehab. I did a 20-minute bike session. Went back. Me and Briggs we had food, and then I went back and chilled out in the hotel. So it was as if like I started my day as normal.
Mhm.
Just so I didn't go into like complete relaxation mode and switch off. So I just kind of started the day like I would every day, and that just kind of kept me in like that mind frame. Right, my body's sitting ready. Just tell me when.
So certainly not going to like the hotel pool, hanging out in the hot tub.
No, no, definitely not. As much as like I would have loved to, but no, I would just like switch off if I went to like go to the pool or something like that. So I just kept my normal like daily routine, and yeah, I think it really paid off.
Well, it did pay off because then you stood at top of the podium. At what point did you realize, "Hey, I won this?"
Probably just like as soon as I got off the toaster bar, I knew like because I just knew Bethany was like 6 or 8 reps already
Mhm.
in, and like I seen like Emily Rolfe, I seen like maybe two others had got to the dumbbells, but like by the halfway mark, it was just really me and Bethany and like one other girl. So I was like, we've got this, and I just like as soon as I crossed the finishing line, I just looked across to Briggsy and she just gave me the two thumbs up, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
here we go.
How bad do your arms hurt after all of those
Oh,
toes
I
to bar
just
and Devil's
couldn't
press?
feel my arms at all. So I couldn't, it was crazy. But I think everyone was the same.
Was anybody, like, throwing their arms in a, like, ice tub afterwards, or was there any of that going on?
I think like for the last event, no one really cares. Like if
You're done.
you're gonna be sore the next day anyway, so just embrace it.
And then, I mean, you then left back for Ireland, back to get home the very next day. Um, I assume that you took a couple rest days before getting back into training?
Yes, sir. I'm kind of still wrestling. I went today and just did class workout with the members just for a wee bit of fun.
Oh, nice. They
And
probably love that too.
yeah, and then tomorrow we've got team WOD in the gym, and then Sunday I'm just going to swim, and then that'll be me back to normal training on Monday.
Okay. What do you think your biggest takeaway from the whole Wodapalooza experience was for you?
Um, I don't really know. I just think like I just need to probably at the games and stuff. I probably wasn't really as good at like my warm ups and stuff.
Mm.
So at Wodapalooza, I was really, really good at my warm ups. I was probably the best with my food and stuff. Usually I struggle to eat during competition. So I think the biggest takeaway for me was I need to warm up better in in all competitions because I felt good during every event because I did a bigger warm up each day. So stuff like that there. It's like more like the behind the scenes stuff. I got better this time round than I have at previous competitions.
How long is your warm up typically?
So each morning I do like a 20-minute C2 bike session just to get like my heart rate kind of up to like competition, like where I want it to be. Like as long
Mhm.
as it's above 180 beats, I'm happy towards the end of that 20 minutes. So usually like in the morning, each morning I probably spent like about 65 minutes doing like my movement stuff and warm up. And then for each specific workout, it's probably a good like 40 minutes.
So
It
that's
was.
yeah, that's a pretty good warm up. But before you realized that you needed longer, what was it like then?
Probably just like go down for the workout like the minimal time beforehand,
Yeah.
jump on a bike for 5 minutes, and then just crack in and get the movements done, and then go for the workout. And it just obviously doesn't work for me. I just need that longer warm up.
But I think it's good and you've taken all of this time to really figure out what works for you moving into the 2022 season. What are some of like the weaknesses that you're going to be working on from now up until the games or even after the last games?
Like the biggest thing has been like working more on my running, because that's been like for a weakness in this past like kind of 2-3 games, uh, seasons. I've been working so hard on my swimming as well from last year's games. Um, we have pushed my gymnastics way through the roof compared to last year, so that's already a big step forward. And then just like the normal, just keep building on strength, keep building on machines. Just everything just needs to keep going up.
I assume that just the way that the season format is, you just train normally through the open, probably same with quarterfinals. Are you looking to peak for semifinals or how is your training going to look like based on the season format this year? Now that we have 1 year under our belt of consistent format.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think like there's probably very few athletes in the entire world that can take semifinals for granted.
Mm,
So I'll definitely be. I'll probably kind of be going into semifinals the same way I came into Wodapalooza. We'll do a really good 6 week block leading in, and kind of just do like a mini peak kind of into it, and just to feel good and feel fresh. But obviously we want to save our big peak obviously for the games.
mhm.
So I'd say we'll probably just replicate this 6 weeks and do it 6 weeks out from semi-finals because I felt good. I felt sharp. The ankle obviously was who could expect to do
Mm.
that on on the first workout. It was just like a competition accident. So I think like the work we have put in didn't reflect in a couple of workouts.
Mm.
But again, I'm quite happy that I was able to still get through it and not be ridiculously down the field on 2 workouts that I really, really struggled with.
And
So
that's
yeah.
just it. You were the name of the game in CrossFit sometimes is just being the most consistent, and that's exactly what you did to ultimately win Wodapalooza. Something else that is super cool for this year is you actually took home the biggest purse prize that Wodapalooza has had in history this year for the 10-year anniversary. $100,000. Is there anything that you're like, okay, I'm gonna like splurge or like have fun with a little bit of this money now that like you took home the prize purse?
Well, we're actually building a new gym at my house. So
Yeah.
my partner was like, well, initially we can completely finish the gym, but we can't kit it out. And now he was
Mm.
like, well, looks like we're kitting out your new gym. So
Now you're gonna have the best home gym. Any like specific piece of equipment that you're most looking forward to splurging on?
it sounds really stupid, but I'm most excited now that I can get the flooring that I want to get.
Oh, that's not stupid. It's what you stand on.
Yeah, so like
You need good flooring. So
I
so what
want
were the
like
options?
yeah, so I have like really good flooring in my like current home gym,
Mhm.
but to kit out my new home gym is gonna be like basically the price of probably a normal full home gym. But I'm like, now I'm gonna get my good floor, so I'm just so happy.
Oh man, you're gonna need to post pictures on your social media so that we can all see it when it's done. When is it gonna be done? Before like the season or?
Yeah, I would like to. I would probably like it to be finished, kind of probably in around like semi-finals time.
Hmm.
So if there was a lockdown, I'll probably be able to host the whole of Northern Ireland for semi-finals. So just come on over.
Is there still time to still submit for a virtual location at your house?
Yeah. So no,
Oh,
excited.
that's so cool. That's gonna be awesome. Last year you finished 12th at the games. Is a goal to crack the top 10 this year, or what are you looking forward to or looking ahead to?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you take the swim event out, I would have been in the top 10. So I'm obviously working really hard on that to make sure the swim event isn't the big weak link again this year. But yeah, no, for sure, top 10 is my ultimate goal.
All right, Emma, we look forward to seeing everything you're going to do this year. Congratulations again to winning Wodapalooza. We can't wait to see your home gym and everything that you're going to accomplish this season.
Thank you.